The new year is soon to be upon us, and many companies are mapping out what exactly their marketing budget will look like in the upcoming year. And I wanted to make this video just to break down exactly, giving you a general rule of thumb in terms of how much you should be allocating to marketing for your company. Hint, it's going to be different based on what stage your company is currently at. And then I also want to break down exactly what you should think about when it comes to investing in the different marketing areas as we go into 2026. So bear with me. This is not financial advice, obviously. I'm just a dude with a camera on YouTube, but I think this video is going to be very helpful. So without further ado, let's get into it. And by the way, if you're new here, my name is Bailey Canning. I'm an independent full stack marketing strategist living and working in Denver, Colorado, and primarily taking on brand strategy engagements, web design and development projects, and ongoing marketing retainers with my clients. First, let's address how much your company should be investing in marketing in the first place. For most companies, you're going to want to invest about 10 to 12% of your target revenue into marketing for that year. So if your goal is to make $1 million in revenue, you want to be investing about $100,000 in marketing. 10 to 12% is going to be standard for established companies with strong brand awareness and are already seeing a good amount of success, and they don't have crazy expansion plans in the upcoming years. So they're a relatively stable company. But if your company is in a growth stage, then you're probably going to want to invest about 15 to 20% of target revenue into marketing in this initial growth stage, with the idea that this is not going to be forever. Eventually, you probably will scale back to that 10% ballpark range. Last thing I will mention here is that when it comes to thinking about how much money to actually invest in marketing, the key word is invest. Just the way you would expect to buy into the stock market, like an S&P 500 Vanguard index fund, and expect that money that you put in to grow. If you put in $100,000 in marketing, you should be expecting to get out of it like $500,000 or so in terms of revenue. The last key point of information you need before you can actually set a high-level marketing budget is you want to know exactly how much, roughly speaking, it costs to acquire a new client or customer for your business. Because based on that and then your growth plans, you can also start to have a back of the envelope calculation to really determine how much money you should be investing in marketing and, of course, the potential revenue implications that investment will have. Now, we need to talk about setting clear marketing goals, which is hopefully something you're also starting to do as the new year comes about. Before you decide on where exactly the marketing budget is going to go, you need clarity on why exactly you're spending or investing this money in the first place. Some common high-level marketing goals could be to increase brand awareness, generate qualified leads, improve conversion rates, shorten the sales cycle, reduce reliance on cold outreach or referrals, supporting a new product launch, building an owned long-term marketing asset such as an email list. Whatever your goals are, you want to actually have 2 to 3 at max actually picked out. And then, of course, you also want to set some KPIs as well so that you have some benchmark metrics to track your progress towards. Once you actually have the goal in mind, then you can go about thinking about what are the best areas of marketing you actually need to allocate money to achieve those goals. Hopefully this is pretty intuitive to you. Now I'm going to break down the key areas you're likely going to be spending this marketing budget on, just so you have an awareness of what the landscape looks like. And then I'm going to help you prioritize what to spend based on the growth stage your company is in. Let's start with the largest expense, and that is going to be people and other outside companies and vendors. So this is going to be agencies, production vendors, freelancers, in-house employees, of course. So this is likely where the bulk of your budget is going to go towards. And you don't want to skimp out here because, number one, if you don't pay people what they're worth, they're not going to be happy, they're going to leave. I don't think this is rocket science to anyone. But two, generally speaking, you get what you pay for. So you don't want to be going cheap in this area because you're just going to end up with less talented individuals. And then based on that, it's going to be much harder for you to achieve your goals. Once you have people in place, then we need to also talk about your foundational marketing assets. That is going to be your brand strategy, your company's visual identity, its website, its copy, its non-negotiable marketing software. Think about it as like everything you need in place in order to actually have a premium functioning brand online. This is your foundation. If it's a weak, poorly built foundation, no amount of ad spend or content production is going to help things. If this is not dialed in, everything else is going to suffer and you're not going to be able to scale out of it. Next, we actually need to talk about everything you need in place in order to actually create content, which is just non-negotiable in today's marketing landscape. So that's going to be everything from your camera and your equipment to your video editing software and then your social media publishing tools so that you can schedule out content, promote the content, etc. And this is also just going to be all of your different marketing software subscriptions as well. And I do advise you, again, this video, not financial advice. Hopefully that's very clear, but I definitely would advise you, just the way you would with your own personal budget, at the end of the year, review all your marketing expenses and cut out software subscriptions you don't need because they're so easy to accumulate. And I know for me, myself, I am canceling many subscriptions right now. The fourth thing here is going to be your distribution channels and your paid media. So this is primarily going to be your ad budget, whether you're running ads on Google, Meta, maybe some of the other smaller players, as well as any sponsorships, even print publications, anything you're investing paid media in, that is also, of course, going to be a significant part of your budget. Broadly speaking, that's everything you could be spending money on. If I left anything out, drop a comment. But now I want to talk about how you should think about prioritizing these different areas based, again, on whether your company is more stable and established versus in a growth stage. If you're an early stage company, you're new, maybe you have been around for a year or two, but you're still scaling, you really want to make sure you have those foundational brand marketing assets dialed in before you invest in anything else. Because if you skip this, it's going to be like marketing your business on hard mode. Everything's going to be more challenging. It's going to cost more, and you're really just going to be hamstringing yourself. So you're going to want to make sure you have a solid brand strategy in place. Done a video on that, giving you everything you need to know. That's going to be things like your brand positioning, your key marketing message, and unique value proposition. And from that is going to result in your visual identity. So think your logos, your color schemes, your font, the brand essence, so to speak. That's all going to be about how you communicate visually your unique brand strategy and positioning. From there, you're going to want to have your website dialed in. At this stage, if you're in a growth stage or an early startup phase, I would say it's more important to be having a website that is built on the right infrastructure. So that's primarily going to be Webflow or Framer unless you have more in-depth technical needs, rather than needing to have all the features you eventually want built out, all the pages, the full scope of work website build. Rather, you simply want to make sure you're on the right foundation. I bring this up because so many companies start out with, a Squarespace template, which is fine, but at a certain point, you really need to graduate to one of the more grown-up, if you will, website platforms. That way, it's going to be able to support a modern marketing strategy going forward. At this point, you might also want to allocate some light ad spend as well to test your message and then refine your copy and positioning accordingly. But I would really be at this stage wary of any of these shiny new toys. So think like fancy marketing automation software, over hiring, or really aggressive ad budgets. At this point in time, you really should be looking to still validate the idea. And most importantly, I would say you should have an organic marketing channel in place that is regularly producing leads and sales for your company, whether this be YouTube videos, social media videos, even a cold outreach like email or cold calling. I think it's important before you really invest more into the marketing, especially the paid ads, that you already have an organic content marketing channel that's working for your company, because then it's going to be a lot easier to scale. You're going to have more creative assets to test with. And you're also going to have a backup in terms of a channel that's already bringing in revenue for your company that's going to be able to support your expansion marketing efforts. Now, if your company is already well established and you're in that growth stage, you've already validated your offer and your messaging, and your entire marketing strategy is working well, it's bringing in sales and revenue, but you want to take things to the next level, that's where I think it really starts to pay dividends in number one, increasing ad budgets even more. On top of that, you want to do some conversion rate optimization. That way you can have a more efficient ad spend because you can get more leads and sales for the same amount of money invested. And then finally, I would also at this point look to start investing in owned content resources. Number one, if you've gotten into this space without producing content, I would get on that as well because that's going to help you with everything you're doing. But mostly I would look to get a lead magnet up and running and then build an email list off of that lead magnet. That way you have an owned content resource, your email list, that's going to be able to bring in a steady stream of predictable leads for your company. But then also, most importantly, you're not going to be reliant always on paying the ad platforms like Google or Meta. You're going to have your own owned marketing asset that's going to be able to drive leads and sales for your company. And this way, you're not always going to be reliant on, again, spending so much money on ads. Hopefully this video has given you a lot to think about when it comes to investing in your marketing budget in the upcoming year. And hopefully as well, I helped you think about what key areas you should be investing in so that you can get the most return on investment. Like I said, I'm regularly working with my clients on brand strategy engagements, web design and development projects, and ongoing marketing retainers. If you're looking to work with a marketing consultant like myself to really take your marketing, brand, and website to the next level in the upcoming year, check out the interactive video form in the description here. And if you're qualified, you'll be able to book a Zoom consultation with myself if you're qualified. And from there, we can talk about what exactly your company is looking to achieve and how it should go about doing that in the upcoming year. Any questions or comments, let me know below and I'll get back to you. Otherwise, thank you for watching and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.